Yeah, main focus this morning, checking out the next stage here in the Automobili Pininfarina Battista event. Should have 3 more we'll be able to look at here today, but starting off here with stage 9. Yeah, I used to, but especially early in the game, I found that I quickly burned through my cash, as you mentioned, doing that. So then I got in the habit of only upgrading one thing a day, so like one part, one upgrade, so that way I can at least complete the daily tasks each day. That upgrade card, my import part. Then I'm able to hold on to a lot more cash as a side effect. And then, given as the length of time that I played the game, the frequency in which I unlock new vehicles is somewhat slim, so I don't go through as much cash as a side effect. That, and I play the game quite a lot. After burn through the credits runs and do everything else, and typically wind up doing just about everything I can do in each of the daily events, regardless of whether or not I need to. Like, I don't need any more tickets from or blueprints from the daily car loot, but still run through and do that every day anyway. Gives a little bit more credits each time, little by little. But mostly it's from not spending them. Let's bump this in here. I want to say Thursday? That sounds right. It's Thursday morning. So he was mentioning that as well. Because he had quite a bit at one point, but then he burned through a whole chunk of it, upgrading one of his vehicles that he had just unlocked. Which one it was. No, don't remember. Doesn't really matter. But it was a higher rank vehicle, so like an A or an S rank. So upgrading that, especially when it's at a high star rank, burns through cash pretty quickly. They just actually mentioned one of the other A9 streamers, Allison RV show, that their Twitch channel. They were saying that he actually had over 100 million at one point, but then after participating in some event unlocking new vehicle, then he got down to 500,000 or so, just from upgrading that one vehicle. But the really high end ones cost quite a bit. I don't race in them very often because unless I'm in the Legend League and the multiplayer, there isn't usually too much opportunity to race with the S-Class vehicles. So I don't need them upgraded too badly. Constant diligence. I spend even more time actually doing the multiplayers and whatnot throughout the week then. I do know that some of the milestones and stuff will have more credits and whatnot. Like one-on-one multiplayer, you can earn credits that way too. I don't typically play those though, because I don't need credits. I want more than I want. I think I did enough for stunts, but paying close attention to how many barrels I did. By having the Twitter, I can't do any of the other challenges there at the end. So I'm not certain how much further along I'll actually be able to get in the event period as a side effect. I at least have the next 2 stages unlocked, stage 9 and 10. I think I did the math and I should be able to unlock 11 this morning as well, which is today's stage, but that may be about as far as I'll get. I have to wait and see. Back when I first started playing, there was actually 3 different credit races, which would give you different values of credits depending on the difficulty level. Let me change it to the single credit highest. I don't know which gave out more credits one way or the other, but it didn't matter to me much early on in the game because I usually didn't have a decent enough vehicle to play the higher end credit runs anyway. As we'll use up all 4 fuel points over here. Too hard. No, that's it. Alright, always nice to have a few more blueprints there. Still need a key for it someday though, but I'm sure it's really fast enough. Always go. That's why I don't like hitting that barrel over it. Depends on the vehicle. Most vehicles start off basically unstarred, and you have to earn so many blueprints in order to unlock it. With a key vehicle, they start off automatically 1 star, but you aren't able to actually drive it to use it in events and that type of thing unless you can get a key for it. Which, as this seat Twitter is one of those. Typically, unless there's some sort of ongoing special event, there are very few ways to get the keys outright. So I collect enough blueprints to get the vehicle up to 3 stars, 15 more to get a 4th star, but stated unless I actually hit the key for it, then I can't unlock the car. It's a extra hurdle to go through in order to unlock new vehicles. Typically for Grand Prix are the most common vehicles that way because throughout the Grand Prix you can upgrade the vehicle to, as you race it, compete with the other players. So as such, that gives you the access to getting blueprints for it, so you can upgrade it like you would as though you own the vehicle, but you're only able to use it temporarily during that event, and then afterwards you would either have to win the key or wait till another event comes around that you can get one. Quite often, when there's special events around, you'll also have card packs in the shop that will sometimes give you keys as well. I don't at the moment, but just more blueprints. But sometimes I have card pack in the shop. So not too long ago, they had one for an Unleashed event for the 1896, which either you could fully star up the car, then win a race with it in that event, and then that would give you the key that way, or you could get lucky and get it dropped from the card pack. So I burned through a bunch of tokens attempting to do that, but didn't get anywhere close. Got a few more extra blueprints for it, but still nowhere near maxing out the star on it to be able to run the race. Nor did I get the key from it. So they're kind of a rarity, which is unfortunate because a lot of the really high-end vehicles for some of the different classes all require keys. So, yay! One more star there for the Ginty. We're in a feature early on in the game, so I was actually making pretty steady progress at getting all the cars unlocked until around the time that they went through and did that update. There are a lot that I don't have now between the key vehicles and the season passes, which I don't typically buy. There's a lot of cars that I don't end up unlocking. Just where I mentioned earlier, I don't unlock new cars nearly as frequently, which means that I just wind up accumulating more credits without as much to do with them. But working on trying to get that Battista, we shall see. As long as I can at least get up to the 200 conditions met, then I can start opening up card packs in the shop and see if we get lucky. I don't know how far 10,000 tokens is going to get me, but don't know if you don't try.